Good evening and welcome to the Hot Seat. On the Hot Seat today, we are discussing as to how safe your money is. With the explosion of technology and with the phenomenal growth of internet banking, there are serious questions to answer as to exactly how safe your money is. Listen to this fascinating tale of a Sri Lankan who made his way out of this country to work abroad 24 years ago. Joining us in the hot seat this evening and to tell us his extraordinary story is Manu Alexander. Good evening, Manu. And
good evening, Faraz.
And how are you doing?
Not too bad at all.
You are here to share with us your story, which is actually a success story because you left this country to work in the Gulf.
That's right.
And over the years, you've made it good. You've done your country proud. But you lost a lot of money.
Absolutely, yeah.
And all because of lax internet banking. Tell us, Manu, what happened? You made a lot of money, and you decided to invest it in Sri Lanka. And where in Sri Lanka did you invest this money?
Faraz, I left. Let me start. I left Sri Lanka in 1989. I was in Dubai for 23 years, and I deposited some funds in a local bank for the value of $750,000.
$750,000 US dollars.
US dollars.
Right.
And to my surprise, the local bank violated standard banking protocols and wired my funds without my consent, knowledge or acknowledgement to a third-party account.
So let me get this right. You had $750,000.
That's right.
And you placed it in a local bank, as in local to Sri Lanka.
That's right.
So you sent the money that you earned out in Dubai back home.
Correct. Yeah.
And it just disappeared?
Just disappeared. I placed $750,000 in a fixed deposit,
Right.
which was to mature in September 2015
Yeah.
for a 3-year period. And because the bank promised me that the tenure is for 3 years at an interest rate of 5.5% per annum. To my surprise, when I checked my online banking on 31st of January 2014, my fixed deposit was just missing. When I called the bank officer and asked him what went on, he said we had wired your funds based on your instructions to a company in United States.
So let me get this right. How did you come to open your account? You were working in Dubai.
Yeah.
Did you have an account in Sri Lanka before you left?
No, I did not have any account in Sri Lanka as such, but the local bank, they had branches over in Dubai and in Sharjah.
I see.
So the bank officer, the representative, the UAE representative, visited me, and we basically had a relationship going. They signed the mandates, etc., and I opened the account.
So the only difference is that instead of doing it in Sri Lanka, you did it in Dubai.
Overseas in Dubai, exactly.
So the banks had their representatives working there,
working
to
there.
attract, to interact with
and to get foreign
the
remittances.
right.
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
So you open an account and
Yeah.
you place this money in a fixed deposit.
Fixed deposit, the most secure financial instrument in the world. I mean, fixed deposit.
Yeah.
What more can that's one of the most safest places to place your money.
Right.
And it was for a term of 3 years.
So you made a conscious decision to take up
That's right.
the offer made by this local bank through their
Yeah.
rep in the
Because they said,
Did they come to you?
they came to me all the way. They traveled to Dubai, came and spoke to me and convinced me, saying that it's an extremely safe bank and we'll offer you interest rates which are much better than the other competitors, etc. And they convinced me.
So it was a good deal.
It was a good deal at that time, yes, because the competitors were around 4%, 4.5%. But what they offered me was 5.5%.
Right.
for
So
2 years.
and after at the end of the first year, you didn't bother looking.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fixed deposit. You don't, log into account and start checking the,
Yes,
the
because there's
activities
no-
on a daily basis.
Yes, it'd be like watching paint dry then.
Exactly. Yeah. Here you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
Right. So it makes sense that you don't.
Yeah.
It's not a current account.
Yeah.
It's not even.
I used to actually, monitor my account constantly. In 2012, I did. In 2013, when I tried to log in, I was not able to log in to my
Okay.
account for some reason. So
Right.
I sent an email to the UA representative, and it took them some time, but finally I got the password via email.
We'll take a short break from the hot seat and come right back and continue with the fascinating tale of the missing money that belongs to a Sri Lankan worker out in the Middle East. Welcome back to the hot seat, and where we're joined by Manu Alexander, a businessman, a Sri Lankan businessman based at the time in Dubai, and who lost an awful lot of money having placed it in one of the most safest investments one can do, a fixed deposit. So you, Manu, you invested this money in a fixed deposit,
That's right.
and you monitored your account from time to time, but you couldn't get into your account in 2013,
13. That's right.
about a year after.
Yeah.
And you said that the bank sent you the email by the
Password.
password by
Via
email.
email, that's
Is
right.
that unusual?
It's, I mean, I do banking all around the world, but it's very unusual to receive a password which comes via email,
Right.
because many passwords are all encrypted, and,
Yeah.
it's really below the expected standards of, current day banking requirements as such, to send a password via email. But
So
I did get the password via email, and I logged into my account,
and it worked.
and it worked. I
And-
changed my password.
Right.
And to find my USD fixed deposit of $70,000 was missing.
So you had a few anxious moments until you got your password
That's right.
back
Yes.
on, and having got your password and logged in, you found your fixed deposit of $750,000 not on the account.
Correct. Yes.
What did it show? Did it say zero?
It was a very weird situation. I had two accounts with me. I had my LKR, which had a significant amount on the LKR as well, and the USD.
Right.
Both these fixed deposits were missing,
Right.
and the LKR was showing in the current account. It has been transferred from the fixed deposit to the savings account rather,
Which you didn't transfer.
which I did not transfer,
Okay.
and it was an amount which was not the same amount which was in the LKR fixed deposit.
Right.
So I thought maybe it's a banking glitch, a system glitch, etc. And I sent an email to the UA representative saying that, kindly send me a revised statement. And to my surprise, I got an email the same night. I mean, that was the most bone-chilling, email which I got in my entire life. And it said, sir, as per your instructions, we have wired your funds to your account in United States, the $70,000, and the LKR fixed deposit is on its way. It's in process to be wired to Johannesburg, South Africa.
And you were astonished because...
I was astonished. I have not spoken to the bank. I have not emailed the bank. I have not communicated with the bank as such.
And you are the sole signatory to
So
the account.
signatory, of course. It's a single account. It's a single signature.
It's a solo signature.
Sole signature.
It's not a business account.
Not a business account, exactly.
It's not a joint account.
Not a joint,
it's
nothing.
Nothing.
No,
It's you and your money
absolutely.
and the bank.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how did you react when you read this email?
I picked up the line. I called this UA representative. Actually, he was a new person being established by the bank,
Yeah.
which they again violated the protocols by not even introducing
Yeah.
the new relationship manager who has come and taken over.
Right.
because any other bank in the world, any other bank, if they have a new rep coming in, they would always introduce them to their clients, etc.
Yeah.
So I called him and I said, what's going on? I had never given you any instructions as such. Plus, immediately I called the management, the entire management team of the bank, and spoke to the entire management team, and I said that I have never authorized this bank to wire my funds to a third party account.
Right.
And I said immediately I did the LKR, my LKR. They said it was in process to be wired to Johannesburg, South Africa. I said, please immediately stop this wire transfer.
Right.
Which apparently I got the confirmation on 1st of Feb saying that the LKR wire transfer was stopped.
Right.
So they managed to stop the LKR wire transfer on 1st of Feb, but the USD had gone on 1st of January.
So at what point did you start contacting? What did you do next?
Next, so I called whoever I can reach, to all the managers, etc., the senior managers, plus including the chairman of the bank as well. And finally I knew they were dragging their feet and extremely slow, extremely slow. So finally I reached the bank which they had wired the funds, which was a bank in United States.
Right.
And I spoke to the CEO of the bank as well.
Right. Of that bank
of that
in the
bank
US.
in United States, the CEO, and then to all his the senior management, etc. And they told me, you need to talk to your local bank. They have to send us a swift message.
Yeah.
But somehow this local bank was extremely slow. They did not act to the required speed which is required to stop the wire transfer, because I was under the impression the 750 was still in United States.
So when you opened your bank account, did you fill out forms, hard copy forms, or did you do it online? Was it an application online?
The UAE representative came to my office initially when I deposited my LKR and got me to sign the LKR mandate.
So these were hard copies.
Hard copies. So that was for the LKR, for the rupee account. But for the USD, he sent me the mandate via email and told me, dear sir, kindly sign on the bottom on both the pages and email it back to me, which I did. So it was done purely on email on an email. The mandate was sent to me via email.
The person, the representative communicating to you by email, what kind of an email account did that person use?
For us, that's the next thing. All banks, they have their own domain.
Yeah.
This bank officer, under the instructions of this local bank, operated the bank's official email. It was a Yahoo mail.
So you mean this bank in Sri Lanka?
Yeah.
Their representative in Dubai, who's tasked with dealing with expatriate Sri Lankans and to handle their accounts, they actually used
Yahoo mail.
They used the Yahoo email account,
which is a public mail,
yes,
and for mass mailing, which is unheard of, and it's unsecure, which can be easily compromised by hackers.
So being insecure in these things, did you find it astonishing at all at the time? Or did you think, oh, this is odd?
It was. I mean, it was really odd, but I thought perhaps this is the local standard as such, because all international banks, they have their own domain,
Yeah.
But to my surprise, they were using this local bank was using a Yahoo mail, and as even their website, all the representatives around the world, including Italy and the rest around the world, were all using Yahoo mails.
So that would be one red flag.
A red flag, exactly.
To be wary of, because they ought to be using it,
a domain,
something like
some secure mail,
XYZ Bank at
.com, yes,
.lk,
correct,
or .com.
Yeah.
Let's find out more about the rest of your fascinating tale in which you lost a lot of money by taking a short break. Stay tuned to the Hot Seat. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Hot Seat, where this evening we are listening to the absolutely fascinating tale of a man who went out to work in Dubai, made it there, and sent his money home to Sri Lanka into a fixed deposit, and then proceeded to lose it thanks to his bank. Mano Alexander, thank you for being with us on the hot seat. So we heard from you earlier that the bank was communicating with you using a public email account, a Yahoo or a Gmail account would be public.
Public Yahoo mail, that's right.
Now, generally speaking, businesses don't use public email services like that, do they?
Absolutely not. No, no way.
In your own business, do you have your own?
We have our own domains, yeah.
Right.
So using a public mail is just unimaginable, you know.
Yes. They are good for everything else apart from sensitive day-to-day business work. You need to really be using your own email server. Right. So, Mano, when the money you found, you got this reply from the bank, from the representative, that the money had gone to the account in the US.
Yeah.
To do with you.
Nothing to do with me.
So obviously you contacted the bank in Colombo, and they would have launched an investigation. So what did later investigations find out? What happened to this money? It went to the States, and then?
So investigations took approximately, it commenced on January 2014 rather.
Yeah.
1st of Feb 2014, and the local authorities, they completed their investigations on 21st of August 2015.
Right.
And they came up with a very comprehensive report, you know, checking IP addresses, checking proxies, I mean all details relating to this wire transfer, you know, this massive fraud.
Yeah.
And they found out, with the government's help and the US government also, you know, help, they found out the funds had left Sri Lanka, hit United States, and from United States it had been transferred to China.
I see.
Yeah.
So, and then the tail, is the Chinese government able to say what happened to the money? Or?
Well, no. From United States, $740,000 and 50 has been wired to China. Right. So apparently there was $10,000 taken off in United States for the person who opened the account as a fee for him, which is normally called a money mule.
Okay, a money mule.
A money mule. So basically he opens the account and he takes his portion, his agreement with the scammers, and then in return he wires the funds to an account which is being given by the scammers. So
which happened to be in China.
In China. So the company, it was again a fictitious company opened in China, and the money had gone to China. So it went to United States, from US it went to China.
And the trail dies from there?
The trail, well, until now they are not been able to know exactly what happened to the funds when it hit China.
Okay.
But still investigations is going on.
They're going on. They're trying to find out.
They're trying to find out through the local embassies, etc., because apparently the Chinese authorities are not very helpful, it seems, you know.
Hard-earned money, your money?
Absolutely. 24 years for us, you know, 24 years in Dubai.
I'm going to ask you now, obviously the bank has reimbursed the money to you?
No.
They haven't?
They have not reimbursed the money at all. I have been, the first initial discussions which I had with the bank officers, the management, etc., they promised me, they said, let the authorities, the local authorities come up with the report, and as soon as the report comes up, first thing is they need to clear the client, you know, they need to clear the account holder, which is normal. So as long as the account holder is clear that they would, you know,
account holder being you,
which is me, they will reimburse my account. They will credit my account with the principal and the interest, etc.
Right.
But it never happened.
And what's their rationale? Why are they?
It was all promises for us. I think you know, the amount is large, so none of the bank managers, board members.
Any of these investigations, did they reveal a lack of fraud or intent to defraud on the part of any of the bank workers?
For this reason, the local authorities said that they cannot rule that out. The reason is because apparently forensics needs to be performed on the PCs, etc.
Oh,
on
yes.
the laptops which were in Dubai, Sharjah, you know.
Right. So these laptops that would have been the property of the bank,
of the local bank,
the local bank,
Yeah.
and being used by their employees in Dubai, were going to be the subject of a
Scrutiny, yeah.
Scrutiny.
Yeah.
I suppose that would have been by the experts in Sri Lanka.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was done.
That was done. That was completed.
Are you able to tell me what was found on those machines?
So far, I have not got information as such of the contents as such, but as far as I know, is the account holder is absolutely clean, which is myself. You know,
Right.
they basically
So you haven't
investigated-
had access to those machines?
So exactly, and my email address was scrutinized as well by the authorities. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what was found on these laptops? Was there evidence of fraud?
What happened for us is the local authorities, they basically found that this local bank had violated every possible protocol by acting purely on email instructions. If you need to do a wire transfer, first thing is, if you're overseas, you need to sign an indemnity. You need to indemnify the bank, saying that you are giving them authority to accept email or fax instruction. And what happened was this local bank accepted all email instructions. And secondly, the most important factor is, when you do a wire transfer,
Yeah.
the bank manager, the officer, the NRFC department, etc., will call the client, call the account holder and ask questions
Right.
to identify the proper account holder, whether he is the correct account holder.
Okay. These laptops used by the bank employees have been subject to forensic
examination, yes.
examination and so on. And the bottom line is that the authorities in Sri Lanka have found no wrongdoing on the part of the customer, you.
Absolutely, yes.
So, Manu, tell me, how much of money in rupee terms have you lost?
In rupee terms, 100 million, above 100 million.
100 million rupees plus.
Absolutely, plus, yeah. That's just the principal alone, without the interest.
Right. In your view, what are the violations? As a person who has lost money because you've been a victim of a hacking exercise, what are the violations? What do you think?
For us, the bank received email instructions, and all these email instructions, you know, with regard to wire transfers, you cannot receive. It's completely out of the question to receive an email instruction and wire the funds purely based on email instructions.
What should they do?
It has to be the original document needs to be there. Wire transfer with the original signature
Right.
of the account holder needs to be present. Needs to be with the officer. So you
Or
sign
they
it
would
in
need,
front.
or they'd need an indemnity, from you.
From my side, then
Right.
it has to be signed. But when it comes to such a big amount of a transaction, the indemnity has to be signed, number one. And number two is, no bank accepts purely, does wire transfers purely based on email instructions.
And what else? What are the other...
When it comes to a wire transfer, the NRFC manager needs to call the account holder, the customer,
Yeah.
and ask him and ask the client questions to identify the genuineness of the account holder.
Right.
And so this callback was not carried out. Even the signature, I got to
Yes, how did they get the
report,
signature?
The signature was cut from the mandate and pasted.
So
That's
cut
the-
and paste.
Cut
so.
and paste. So they cut it from the mandate, pasted the signature on the indemnity, pasted the signature on the wire transfer instructions, and send the email. That's the reason banks, what they say in their standard banking protocols and norms, they follow, they say no email instructions to be accepted. They need the original instructions. So there was no callback. All instructions were via email and not from the account holder's email address.
It was from an email address that was similar
to mine, but with an additional character.
Well, Manu Alexander, thank you for having shared your story with us and warning everyone about the need for safety and standards when it comes to internet banking. Thank you, and it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.